Greetings, everyone. I'm Zeuss, the Maine Coon Cat. I'm 30 pounds, and I'm a photographer. My father's a photographer, so I'm a photographer. Now, he likes to take pictures of me, but I don't really care, because I know that I'm a pretty cat. And that's the thing, if you're a pretty cat, everybody loves you. And I like music, and we shoot music, and that's why I'm a music cat. And I like music and Indian music and tablas, and I like other pets, and I like other cats. And I have a pet Panzer. This is a black panther, and I call him Panzer. I get around in a carriage. Now, if you have a cat carriage, it's for cats. Some people have baby carriages, but you can get a cat carriage. And it turns out they're very, very useful. Now, my father thought that having a cat carriage was going to be a pain in the butt. Well, he was wrong, and Mommy was right, because it's very nice to have a cat carriage. If you're 30 pounds, it's very hard to be carried everywhere, so this way you can get wheeled around, and I get to see the country. And here I am with my mommy at, what do you know, Niagara Falls. Of course, the carriages are very, very useful, because if you do get sleepy and you want a nap, which happens all the time, you just get to lie down in your cat carriage. And I do like to nap, because napping is very good if you're a cat. If you're a cat, you're supposed to nap. And you're supposed to nap a lot, because you get up at night and you run around and you look for rats. And we live in the desert, and we have lots of rats. And I like Rat Ridge. That's what my father calls the ridge, not among polite company, but it's his official name. And yes, we do. We have lots of rats. And that makes me very happy, because I have something to chase. Now, I like to bring them in, and I like to torture them, because that's what I like to do. I also like to lay on desks, because if you're a cat, you should be laying most of the time. A desk is a very good place to lay on. And sometimes I get on my back, because it makes me happy, and it's very comfortable. Sometimes I rest on my butt, and I scratch, and I get comfy, and I play with my legs. And that's because I'm a cat. Now, I have 2 nephews, and they like cats, and I let them pet me. And I'm very friendly, so I like kids. Most cats don't like kids. I like kids.
It's a big fat cat.
Now we have some live dialogue, because it's the video part of the video. It's the end, and my master has recordings from him babbling on at the time. But we're going to do peanut gallery and just make snide comments. This is me, and I went out of the carriage because I've been in there too long. And even though I get around that way, sometimes I don't like the carriage.
You want to run?
But it doesn't matter, because they don't let me out, and that's the way it is.
We're going to get some footage.
This is much better. I like to walk open, untethered, uncarriaged, without a collar, and I explore, and I look for rats, and I sniff around, and that's the way I like to live my life. And if you're a cat, that's what you're supposed to be doing. So it turns out that the Mojave is a very good place for cats, because there's lots of things, and I get to sniff around, and it's just a wonderful place to be on a bridge and be able to go wherever you want. Yeah, sometimes I run. Now, Alaska, we have a highway, and that's a problem, because my parents say I might get run over. Now, I'm pretty smart, and I don't think I'm going to get run over. But since there's a possibility, I have much more constraints in Alaska. Here, we're on a ridge, and we don't really have to worry about it. So therefore, I can walk around, and I much prefer that.
Let's get up front. Sideways.
And my father, he just keeps babbling and taking pictures, and he thinks he's such a cinematographer. But it doesn't really matter, because nobody watches his stuff anyway. And I'm just a nice cat, and people do like me, so that's a plus. He gets jealous because people like me better than they like him.
How are you going to get down?
Yeah, now I'm being a smarty cat.
Now what are you going to do? There's a windy cat. Oh, that's a windy cat. Look at that windy
I've
cat.
got very good balance, and he thinks I'm going to have a fall, but I'm not.
Who's on the rent?
I'm in a wind.
Who's renting?
It's very nice
Who's
because
on
I
Rundy
can
Run?
check out the car. And he left it there, so that means
What are
if
you
the
doing
window's
with that
down,
antenna?
I can jump in. Then
Your
I can sit in the
emptiness.
car until he finds me.
Oh, look at Mr. Tricky. Oh, you're going to go in? You going to get in there?
Yeah, and he's
Is that
got
what
this
you're gonna do?
camera and he runs it like a GoPro, and he
You gonna
gets
get
right
in
on
the
top
car?
of me. And he has a bunch of GoPros, but he
That's what
says
you're gonna
this
do.
smartphone is even better because
Yeah.
it's
I know what
smoother.
you're going to do. You're going to get in the car.
And
Yeah, look at that. You're going to start on the
he
window.
always has it.
Now, if that window
If
is
you
down,
have
you
it,
get in
then
there
you get
easily.
your shots
But
because
yeah, your
it's with
balance
you.
is-
He puts it in his pocket, and that way, when I get in trouble, he pulls it out
Out a little
and
further.
he gets some footage.
Uh,
And I suppose if you're a documentary
Get your
filmmaker,
feet.
that's how you make documentary films about cats. So that's about all I have to say for 2023. It was a great year,
Oh,
and I
you're
hope
not
people
gonna go
have
in?
enjoyed some of my adventures.
What are you going
And
to do?
that's what we're calling the series. Some
Half in or
Adventures
half out?
of Zeuss. So,
Oh,
signing
you're not
off.
taking- That's a smart cat. That's a smart cat.
And there'll be another show
Okay.
in 2025.
That's a smart cat.
And who knows what kind of
That's a
footage we'll
smart
get.
cat.